When was the last time you took a break to renew your spirit? Join the Refreshed Retreat from January 16th through 18th in Carlsbad, California. Connect with God, find clarity, and release burdens through faith-based workshops and peaceful beach walks. Spots are limited. Reserve yours today at layshatrejo.com/refresh. That's LAYSHATREJO.com/refreshed.
It's a miracle, baby. Yeah. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. Yeah. All these unsolved issues. I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same boring thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying. So goodbye to all the hurt and crying. Isn't changing you, so how can I expect something new? It's the same old thing.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is November the 4th, 2024, and today the topic is He Elevates and Tears Down. Happy Monday. It's Happy Monday, and yes, for those of us that are in the US of A, happy pre-election day. Happy Election Day Eve. Oh man. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. There's some things that I didn't get to do. There's some things I did get to do, or that the family got to do. So y'all know that Saturday I did not go live and do the juice, so my apologies, but y'all know at this point, man, I'm just coming when the Lord lead. I mean, so I used to come every day, Monday through Saturday, but I don't know, I just haven't necessarily been felt led to do that now. And then also, you know, I had the technical difficulties last week. We already talked about it on Friday. So yeah, Saturday came around. I mean, again, I received the word, you know what I'm saying? Your girl's still dreaming and all that good stuff, but I don't know. I can't remember exactly why I didn't go for it on Saturday, other than to say that, like, I had to get my son ready for his first JBQ, quote unquote match, which is Junior Bible Quiz. We didn't get a chance to go with him, because we were trying to figure out the stuff about my car, but his team members came and picked him up and took him. And so I had to make sure he was ready and whatnot for that. And so I guess because my mind was so focused on that outside of my dream and interpreting and all the other stuff, that by the time I got done doing all of that, I just went back to sleep. And yeah, so that's pretty much what kind of happened. He got an award. I think he got like 9th place or something like that. He wants a trophy. So, you know, I'm like, well, son, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Focus, you know, take it seriously. So it was his first one. So I think he got a chance to like see what it's really like and saw the real competition of it. I know his best friend's mom was telling me, you know, some of his reactions to some of the stuff and whatnot. And so hopefully now he sees how important those Wednesday meetings that we be going to, or the Wednesday practices. And I know I need to take more time to like study it with him at home, which we have not been doing as of yet, because your girl's all over the place, right? I'm all over the place mentally. So I've just kind of been like relying on his JBQ practices to let him get that practice in there and then. But I'm about to, you know, allot some time. I'm about to, you know, take some time with him and study those questions so he can, you know, get higher than a ribbon. He wants a trophy. So y'all be praying for NJ. Look, if you pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that he continues to do well with that. Outside of that, yeah, Saturday I just was working on some stuff, you know, doing my tasks my business coach put on me, you know what I'm saying? My husband was working on the car, you know, figuring out what to do about the starter and things of that nature. And now, according to him and my son, the car is good. Now, I haven't went to go crank it up myself, but I guess I'll find out today when I get ready to go to work if the car is good or not. But according to both my Darios, the car is fine. So to God be the glory for that and everything. Look, shout out to hubby, man. Shout out to, a good old man getting out there, you know what I'm saying? Getting his hands dirty, getting the started, doing all the things, and me being a little wife back here like, oh, I so appreciate you so much. So anywho, so yeah, that's what's happening over the weekend. As for yesterday, yes, I did work, / go to the church. I did not get a chance to sit in the service because I worked all 3 gatherings, and whatnot. It just seemed like my presence was needed. So I just stayed for the 3rd gathering. We did hit our goal. I don't know if I told y'all that, but we did apparently hit our goal of getting 300 kids to come to Super Sweet Weekend. So that was cool. So we had cupcakes and whatnot for the kids yesterday in celebration of that. Now, I told them it was going to be a party. So, but my counterpart, I guess, felt like the cupcakes was enough, so I don't know. Like, to me, that ain't no party, but hey, you know what I'm saying? The kids wasn't complaining, so I guess it all worked out. But anyway, but I think I got a sneak peek at what perhaps, what I've been telling you guys about, like, I feel like something's coming, and I feel like I'm getting all this leadership training, and I think I might have a sneak peek now of what God may have in store for me in regards to the church, but we gonna see, because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And every time I think it might be something, it seemed like I need to just stay in my place of contentment. So we'll see. I'll let y'all know when stuff is finalized or whatever the case may be. But I did get like basically my coworker was letting me in on some stuff that he kind of know. And so I ain't going to say too much. But, I'm just like, so I don't know. We're going to see. But anyway, and it's interesting because my mind wasn't necessarily even on it. You know what I'm saying? On the idea that was brought to me. And I was like, and it's a weird place, you know what I'm saying, to be in, to hear like some stuff going on behind the scenes or whatever. You're like, me and stuff like that. But hey, I'll let y'all know. We'll see what the Lord do. I ain't going to even speak negatively. None of that. All I'm going to say is I was praying about it. I'm at peace with it if that's the move. And whatever the Lord want to do, I'm open to doing. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody, right, gets that type of contentment in their life where they can be like, Lord, whatever you want to do. Because I'm listening. The more I do that, the more I'm at peace, y'all. And the more I'm, like, content and all the things, you know what I'm saying? And it's just been life-changing to just continuously just cast my cares on the Lord. That's the Bible tells us to do. So we'll see, you know what I'm saying? But look, there might be some elevation for your girl to a certain extent. We're going to see what the Lord do. Anyway, let's stop talking about my personal elevation, right? Let's talk about like, so I was receiving the word this morning. So the Lord woke me up around 1:52. And I almost ignored it and went to sleep, turned around. But then I was like, wait, let me see what time it is. I went and saw what time it was. I started looking up the verses and all that stuff. And out here it is, some, revelations and things was resonating. I'm like, oh, Lord. And it was talking, and I'm going to read the verses that I was led to. But yeah, 152 led me to Luke 152 as well as 1 King 152, which I want to share with you guys. But so there was a couple of things on my heart and mind as I was going deeper about the verses that I was reading. And yes, that's where I would say this elevation conversation came into play, because I feel like the verses was reiterating that. But I was like, well, Lord, are you talking about this election? Or are you just talking about me? And I feel like it's a combination of conversations happening, at least in my life. And so I'm sharing it with you all in the hopes that if it's resonating with you and you feel like the Lord is speaking to you through little old me today, that you will be encouraged and inspired by hearing this word. So let's get to the Bible, right? Because I don't do too much personal talking, right? This is what the verses that I felt led to write down this morning. The first ones that I was led to. So Luke 1:52 says, He hath put down the mighty from their seats and exalted them of low degree. Okay. And then 1 Kings 1:52 says, And Solomon said, If he will show himself a worthy man, there shall not an hair of him fall to the earth. But if wickedness shall be found in him, he shall die. Ooh. Now, it depends on where you are spiritually, whether this is good news or whether this is pulp or what, right? Whether there's some good juice or not. But for me, right, to receive them verses this morning, I feel good. I feel good about it. And I was like, well, Lord, because I did have some dreams and whatnot. I think there was one I interpreted this morning I can't even remember. Like I said, the girl been dreaming back to back, man. So there's been some I've interpreted, some I either missed because I didn't write them down or all of that. But anyway, I want to say yesterday, which is Sunday morning, I got a dream that I was interpreting and whatnot before I got ready for work and church and whatnot, which was good and was resonating and all of that, and kind of along the same lines. I can't remember right now. If I feel that to share with you guys in the after show, then I'll pull up my notes and share it with you guys. But yeah, so I just remember it being good and resonated with me, the dream that I had. And then, like I said, I got that news at church, at work, and whatever, and I'm like, okay. And then I'm praying about that, like, well, Lord, if it's your will, if that's what you want to do. And then I wake up this morning to this conversation about, elevation or whatever. Now, again, like I said, depending on where you are spiritually, this might be good news or bad, Now, I would say it's good if you are somebody that is, has humbled yourself before the Lord. It is saying here that, he has put down the mighty from their seats and exalted basically the humble. And so, if you're one of them humble people getting exalted, then, hey, man, look, good news for us. You know what I'm saying? To God be the glory, And one of the things I was praying about last night as I was thinking about my own situation, I just was like, well, Lord, I think I need balance with, learning to stay humble, right? Because I try my best to stay humble, but at the same time, there's something where it's like I need to, be confident, right? In the gifts and the talents and the things that God has given me, right? And so there's a way to do that, right? Without with maintaining humility, right? You can be confident and things like that without being those other words, you know what I mean? Like any other word that explains the opposite of being humble, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the prideful, whatever words you want to fit in there. So yeah, I was praying for that this morning or last night / this morning. I just was like, well, Lord, as if you elevate, exalt, whatever it is, like help me to stay humble, right? Help me to stay, again, focused on what it is that you're doing, right? And never to, be exalting myself. Cause again, I feel like even the pastor was talking about this yesterday. I was able to listen to, the sermon, even like I said, I missed it at the church, but I was able to listen to it last night online. And, I feel like recently, either was last Sunday or this Sunday, that he also was talking about, again, similar situation about, remaining humble and letting the Lord exalt you versus trying to exalt yourself. Because when you're trying to exalt yourself, then you gotta try to maintain that yourself. But ultimately, if the Lord is humble, if the Lord is exalting you, then He's gonna help you in regards to being prepared and all those different type of things, right? So all of that was resonating this morning. Shout out to Miss Heather Peterson saying good morning to you. I hope this is encouraging and inspiring. But yeah, man, so yeah, staying humble and letting the Lord exalt you, right? Now as for that second verse, I mean, that might be a little poke because it's talking about, if you remain worthy and things of that nature, then, basically you're going to live and not die, right? But on the flip side, if wickedness is found, then you shall die, as it says. Now again, it depending on where you are, depending on what this is about, how is this resonating with you? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the question at the end of the day. How is this resonating with you? Again, like I said, this can go for, yes, what's going on in our nation right now. This can go for my personal life and testimony. But what I'm receiving this morning overall is, again, what I've already said. Letting the Lord exalt you, making sure, you're humbling yourself before Him. I say even keeping this, what I had thought about talking about on Saturday, even though I didn't come, was this childlike faith thing. Because I feel like I've been having that in my life where I'm like, you know what? I keep going to the Lord with the questions, you know what I'm saying? And I keep going to the Lord with and I'll look up the definitions as if I never heard words before and things of that nature, just to make sure, right? And to stay humble as well as to be like, you know what, Lord, help me to understand this from your perspective, right? Because what was that verse? I was looking up some verse, this morning or something. Maybe it was just for me. Well, if it comes back to me, I'll share. But basically, it was something along the lines of like I was looking into something, and I just was like, "Well, Lord, help me to just." I guess it was just for me, y'all. Sorry. All right. Well, let me go. Let me give y'all the next verse that I felt led to write down in reference to this conversation, and it was Psalm 75, 6 and 7. It says, "For not from the east or from the west, and not from the wilderness comes lifting up, but it is God who exalts or executes." Make sure I'm saying that word right. I think it might be executes. Judgment, putting down one as... Sorry, this is the way I write, and I don't even know what I wrote. As lifting us or lifting up another. Yeah, that okay. Judgment, putting down one and lifting up another. So yeah, again, y'all can go and confirm that I read that right and stuff like that. But basically, again, it's just reminding us that at the end of the day, it's the Lord that's doing these things. I mean, I know that we're concerned, right? And you play a part, right? You play a part in what you do and stuff like that. Again, I'm not the only one that has received that this is a very important election, for example. And who we choose is going to determine what happens to America in regards to whether we're going to get some grace or whether we're going to get judgment. And we see that played out in the Bible multiple times. So it's nothing new under the sun at the end of the day. Like it's the same stuff going on and on over and over and over again. The Bible stuff is happening today, right? So we're getting a choice and things of that nature. And then, depending on what we choose is what is going to happen. And it's not anything against the Lord, per se. Like, yeah, he's in control of all the things, but it's still up to us to choose, right? Who we going to serve, right? And things like that. And so, I guess with all of that being said, I mean, it's just, again, a nice thing to be reminded that who's in control, how you can get the elevation. Like, if you truly want the elevation and all the beautiful blessings and things of that nature, then you got to humble yourself before the Lord. You got to say, Lord, okay, it's your, will be done and not my own. Jesus did it himself, right? And then, I mean, and all of us are supposed to be walking in his way. And I mean, I guess ultimately that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice today. I ain't got too much to add to that. I mean, hopefully you already been encouraged and inspired by the things I've shared. But let me give you guys the Bible verse of today, and that's Philippians 4 and 8. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things." Friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.
Pastor Kevin Tyler seemed to have it all: his purpose, his family, and his calling. But in the preacher's addiction, the man of God faces his greatest battle: temptation. As secrets unravel, lives shatter, and the clock ticks, the line between redemption and destruction becomes dangerously thin. Author R.T. Heyman takes you on a gripping journey into faith, sin, and the hidden struggles of the African American church. The Preacher's Addiction, available now on Amazon.